Hello, welcome to the craft room again. In this video I thought I would show you some of my hook collection. These are ones that are not currently in projects, not telling how many I actually have. And so in this video I'm going to talk about a few of the different kinds of crochet hooks that are available, and maybe how you measure the hooks. So if you're like me, you have some where the numbers have rubbed off, numbers and the letters. There is a way that you can measure them to know what size they are. The different shape heads. We also have interchangeable hooks here. I'm going to get it out. So that's something that's interesting. We have light up hooks, we have ergonomic hooks, lace making, we have a lot. So that's what this video is. I think I'm organised now. First thing I'd like to talk about is the anatomy of the crochet hook. All right, so I have one of my thicker ones here. It's a 12mm, and I drew up a little diagram of the different parts of a crochet hook. Now, to start with, you've got the handle. The handle is usually the straight bit from the end up to where about halfway. That's your handle, right? Then past that is the thumb grip. Now, this one doesn't have a thumb grip. Let me find one that does. Most obvious one. This one here. You see there's a flat spot right there. That's your thumb grip. Whether you hold it like that or you hold it like that, your thumb goes there. And what that does is it aligns the hook part. So let's pretend that there is a flat spot on this one. Your thumb goes here. It keeps the hook in line with your thumb. So when you are working away, you are pulling this part through the bottom of the loops, not the top. Makes it a bit easier. Right, so that's the thumb grip. Then you've got the shaft. Now, the shaft is the space between the thumb grip and when it starts sloping down. This here is the important bit, all right? I've marked it with a what do you call that? Star? Yeah, star. Marked it with a star because you got to remember that for later. Next bit is from there to there. We call that the throat. And a lot of crochet hooks have different sizes for each of these parts, but they're all included in a crochet hook. Next part, the back here, this is called the neck. Sometimes it's skinnier, sometimes it's wider. The whole part of this is called the head. And this little bit here, turn it that way, this little bit here, this is called the tip. And then from here to here is the mouth or the bowl. Sometimes, you can see it go like that, it comes in quite a lot. It really depends on the brand and the size of the hook. Right, so next thing. What happens if you have a crochet hook and either you can't read what size it is, or you think the gauge is not working out no matter how many times you try it, and you think the size might be wrong? Well, I'm going to show you how to size your hooks. Now, you can either use one of those, but this all depends on whether you have a contour hook or an inline hook. That's your two different types of hooks. Let me see if I've got one there. All right, so a contour hook. This one here is a contour hook. Why is that, you may say? Well, it's because the head itself is contoured. See how it's shaping in and then out? And then this is like a rounded and then bumps up again. This one here, as far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong, is an inline hook. See how all the bits are in line? And you see, it doesn't stray from the shape on the sides. Whereas this one does stray a bit from the shapes on the sides. So, if you have an inline hook, you can use a knitting gauge. This one, it says, where is it? A 5.5. So we find 5.5 on here. There, that one there says it's a 5.5. If this is, that should be quite easy to get through, and it's not. It is the shaft is what you're looking at. The shaft moves freely in the next one, which is a 6. It's not a 5.5. This is why, depending on your tension, your gauge might be out even though you're using all the right equipment. So if you're worried, check it. Now, if you don't have an inline hook, you need to get one of these gauges, right? This is by Knit Pro. It's for knitting needles and crochet hooks. Let's pick a different one. We'll go with this one. All right, which one does it fit easily in? A bit of room on that one. Oh, look, that one's fairly tight. Right, it moves, but it's fairly tight. I would go with that one myself. 5.5. Look at that, 5.5. So this one is true to the number. This one, let's see, which one does this easily fit on? See, look, on this gauge, it does easily fit on the 5.5. So I really don't know what to tell you. On the knitting one, it's very tight. On the crochet one, it has room. So it's within a half size, but you know, it depends on your tension and the way you crochet. But that is how you tell. If you don't have either of those, you can get, let me see if I can find one. Here we go. You can get a measuring tape. Here's my monkey. All right. And then you need the millimeters. And you need to lay, this is a little bit harder to do, but you need to lay the shaft. We should put it next to the beginning of a centimetre. Now, you can't see the 5 millimetre mark. Let's just tilt it, see how far we are. Right, so 5.5. So that shaft, that's only that little bit there between the throat and the thumb thing. That's where you measure. So the knitting one is the only one that's having a different size. So it's really up to you which one you go with. You've had two that say 5.5. So maybe it is a 5.5. Maybe we forget the knitting. I don't know. Anyway, that's how you measure your hook. Now, the next thing. All hooks are different. Let's take them out the way. Throw them away. All of these are 3.5 sized hooks. Make sure that one is a 3.5. I think it is. Yes, right. Every single one of these is a 3.5, and they are all different. Okay, is that all of them? Is that one as well? No, that's a 4. And that's it. Right, so let's talk about these for a bit. Any one of these is perfectly acceptable to use for your crochet. Let's start with this one. I'm sure you've probably seen these advertised on eBay and Wish and all that. For me, I'm a penhold crocheter. This end is far too long for me. It gets caught on everything and it adds a weight. It keeps pulling the back. They are plastic. The weight might be fine for you. Since I got this set, I haven't actually used it. It just distracts me too much and I just can't get any speed up. There's nothing wrong with the hook. As you can see by the majority of my hooks, I like a metal hook. If you like a wooden one or a plastic one, that's fine. Whatever works for you. But this one, it has the normal thumb rest, it has the shank, it has the throat. All the parts are there, but it's just a little bit too long and a little bit too heavy for me. This is a wooden hook. I used to use these when I was teaching. That's why it has the nail polish dots on it to show that it's my hooks. I don't like wooden hooks because I feel like I'm going to break them. Sometimes when I get going fast, it does feel like they're going to break. Same with plastic hooks. I don't really like plastic hooks. It was all right for teaching because they're supposed to be going slow anyway. Some people don't. Now, this is your normal metal hooks. It doesn't have a brand on it. I've got a feeling this one came on the front of a magazine. Nothing wrong with it. I do find the handle for my knuckles at the moment, the handle is too small and I get sore across the knuckles holding it in too tight. I know you can get sleeves for it, but I have so many others I don't really bother doing that. All right, next one. This, let's see if you can see it. You may not be able to see it because it's yellow. No, all right, let's find another one. This one here, the pink one, this is a clover armoire. Hopefully it'll show up. Can you see it? See the word clover? That is a true clover armoire. All right? Love working them. If you can and you want to start crocheting, get yourself a set of armoires. Both types of crocheters can use these. They work fine. They've got the smoothest head I've ever come across. Not too pointy, but still pointy enough to get through the stitches. That would be my recommendation. If you can afford them, get them. They're not the most expensive crochet hooks. This one here, this is a ergonomic hook. Or, what would you say, ergonomic? No, I'd say this one's an ergonomic. See how it's bent? It's got a bend to it. It's got a prominent thumb grip. The head is fairly good, fairly nice. You've probably seen these on Amazon or eBay. Quite a good set. I like using them. The weight's good, the length's good. Very nice. This is, I think it was a cheap set from Spotlight. There's nothing wrong with it. It works fine. It's not a problem. What else have we got here? This one's got a bamboo handle. It's got the flattened end of the handle so you can hide it in the back of your fingers. The thumb rest. It's, once again, nothing wrong with it. Got the number laser engraved on there. Nothing wrong with it. This one is from the Hobby. You might have seen the ads for Hobby all over Facebook and in the internet. This is the Scandinavian yarn company. It's quite a good hook. I did find when I first started using it, it didn't grip. It didn't flow as smoothly through some yarns as the armoire does. But you get used to it and it's fine. I've done a couple of blankets and things with that. That's not a problem. This is a tulip. This is also done by Clover. It should be written on there somewhere. No, it doesn't say Clover on it, but it is Japanese like Clover. Hold it still. That's what's written on there. And that's there. So I go by the millimetre size. In Australia, we go by millimetres. I'm pretty sure in America they go by the letters. I don't know who goes by the 5.5. Maybe you could let me know in the comments who goes by that. This is a very nice hook to use. It has the same type of head. I think it's aluminium. I think it's anodized, but I could be wrong on that. But that is fine. Nothing wrong with using that at all. What do we got next? This is a soft touch crochet hook. Once again, is it going to focus? Done by Clover. Can you see the word Clover? In Japan. It has a soft little silicone bit right there, which helps your hand stay put when you're working. I use it like this, but you can use it either way. Very nice to use. This is one of those really cheap sets. I think I got the whole set for $3 or something. Nothing wrong with using it. Comes out great. Generally, the hooks are all, the anodized part is all different colours, and the handles are all different colours. The only problem with these is they print the sizing right on the thumb grip, and that's how I have all these gauges. The thumb wipes it off, and in the end you're thinking, is it a 3? Is it a 3.5? I don't know. The other thing I think is weird, maybe they're for left-hand crocheters, because then the number's up the right way. Excuse the neighbours' dogs, they like to talk as well. Alright, this one. This is my one and only furl. It has, only thing I thought was weird is that they have size in a sticker on the end, and it's a paper sticker. I would have thought it would be engraved on it. But this is it. It's a reasonably heavy around here. That could be to do with counterweighting, I don't know. Fairly deep throat on it. The shaft is very long. The point's not too bad. It is a contour hook. Most of my hooks are contour hooks. I don't have many inlines. Next one. This one is a double-ended hook. These are kind of an old-fashioned one, and you have a 3.5 at this end and a 5.5 at this end. It could be, you could use the one hook, one to do the ribbing and the other to do the body of the work. I really don't know. It still works fine. I do find this catches on, if you're doing like a blanket, the other end hook does catch a bit when you're working the more difficult stitches. This one I got from a local craftsman. I'm pretty sure inside is, where is it? Probably one of these, just the metal, plain metal, and then he's put a turned handle on it. Nothing wrong with using that. I like how he's put the size within the handle. You see that? It is a 3.5 because it's got 3.5 size lines. And last but not least is this set. This is another cheap one from eBay. I think I got this one from. I think this was about $6 the whole set. Works fine. Works great. The only problem I found with these is the silicone sleeving part starts wearing away. You see how it's coming off? On the ones I use the most, there goes the bus. It does wear off. You mean you've still got your hand there. That's how I usually hold them. They work. There's nothing wrong with them. They're great to start with. And once you get into crochet, you may want to change them. Doesn't matter. Now, the cheap ones from Spotlight, the first set, these are the ones with the more silicone handle. I don't think the silicone is that great. And if you notice, you see what's happened with the ones I've used a lot. It wears away on the index finger side. And it's comes off like grainy. You think your hand's dirty. Same with this one. You see how it's distorted? That's with the hook facing up. And as I turn it, it's all worn away. I can still use them, but I think in the end you're going to have the hook all visible and may not work anymore. Alright, so that's all, a majority of the different kinds that I have. Now, one thing you've got to watch with buying cheap ones on the internet. I bought this set. Now, on the picture, this was flowers. And if I hold it up and you squint your eyes, you can sort of see flowers. They've been stretched right out. Didn't look like that on the picture. But that's right. I mean, you've got your hand over it most of the time anyway. Second thing is, the sizing's just about rubbed off. Third thing is, and I haven't even used this, and the sizing's rubbed off. Put your thumb here. Look, I can't even see the hook because the hook is the wrong way round. This would make your life hell as a beginner learner. You're going to be thinking you're doing everything wrong, and you're not. The hook is at the wrong orientation. It needs to be in line with your thumb. It's not going to focus. All right, we'll stop with that. So you need, if your thumb's here, you should be looking at the hook. Right, next thing. I do doily work, and I was finding, like I said, my knuckles started hurting quite badly holding the little hooks. So then we had this brainwave. Taking apart the push type pens, take the spring out and put your crochet hook in them. You see the little tiny hook? And yes, it does cover up the sizing, but you just take them apart and you can see the sizing. Just put that back together and you screw them back in. Makes it a heap easier to use. It doesn't shift around because it's actually quite firmly in there. Where was it? I don't know. And some of them, they're a bit loose. You just need to pack the back. Maybe put the spring back after you've put it in, but you might need to put like a little bit of paper folded up in there. But that's my idea for using my little tiny hook so my knuckles don't hurt. Next one I have is these. First one is this one. This is my lighter crochet hook. Now I did have the one that looks similar to these, but I found the tips squeaked too bad for me. I couldn't stand the squeaking, so I gave them to somebody else and I got this set. This set is rechargeable. You just plug it in. You might need an adapter if you don't have a computer. I'm sure you can get an adapter from some shop somewhere. And with these, you just pick the size you want, push it in and twist. and it is in line with your thumb. You see, it matches my thumb. These have the sizings. Where is it? On the end. Hopefully you can see that. See, there's a marking there. Let's get another one. Right. I could be wrong about that. I thought they were on the end. Let's try one more. No, so you're going to have to use your sizer. You have to use your gauge and put them on, but that works fine. Not a problem. I don't do a lot of stuff that need it, but they're great if you're using like dark yarn or at night time, because the actual hook part lightens up. Right, next thing I got was this. This is made by a local artist, not local, an Australian artist. He makes the resin handles. This one's called Lemon Meringue. I thought it was so pretty. And these are interchangeable hooks. You just screw them off. And on these, turn it up this way, is the size is a laser printed. That's the millimeter size there. Laser printed on there. And now we've got children going past. Well, and that's how you use those. And it is a little bit weighty. Where's the furl? There's the furl. Well, I would say about the same weight as the furl. So, no, not terrible. And that was all I had to say today about the hooks. If you've got any questions about them, please feel free to put them in the comments. I'll try and reply to everyone I can. And if you've got anything else you'd like to know about, just send me a message or put it in the comments. And I will see you on the next video.